Hello everyone, I'm RecV5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Madden NFL 2005.
Yes, and this year, of course, I am the Mad Bomber. And we are bringing back the Lifers, so we are going to play, I believe it's week 3
I think so,
of preseason. But before we do, I am still working away on trying to develop a defense that the Magicians can play.
You're always working at it.
Well, I haven't been entirely happy with the results that I've gotten. I've already developed like 2 playbooks.
Yep.
And I haven't been entirely happy, but I came up with a new idea. And so basically what I did here is I built this formation out of the 4-3. And of course, this is the nickel corner here, so he was the right outside linebacker. I just changed him to the nickel corner.
Yep.
And this linebacker was a defensive tackle, so I just changed him from a defensive tackle to a linebacker. And then this is the left outside linebacker, so I moved him from his position normally and just dropped him into this slot. And I moved the defensive end on this side over one because I wanted to try something. And basically what I did was I built this play out of the man flats play from the 4-3 playbook.
Okay.
Because the man flats play in the 4-3 playbook has the left end following a very specific pass rush path that sort of describes like a half circle almost around the tackle here.
Yep.
Okay. Now, the problem is that in a normal 4-3, even if you spread the line wide, well, that tackle's just going to shuffle out there and continue along and block him.
Mm-hmm.
So you need pass rushers on the inside to keep this guy inside. But the other problem, and one of the reasons that you and I both use a usually wider alignment with a either a linebacker or a defensive end way out here, is because quite often the pass rushing defender will collide with the with the tight end who's going out into the pattern, right? Which will of course wreck his pass rush. But with this arcing path here, just watch what happens. I'm just going to slowly run through this, okay? And just watch what happens here. You see how he arcs around, but he does not actually touch the tight end at all.
He actually manages to run.
He actually runs in between the tackle and the tight end, right? Yep. And then, of course, the halfback is there to try and block him, but, and actually the quarterback also throws this pass away way early, right? And then, but look at this. Look at how brave that corner is, right? If that safety's not back there, boy, oh boy. But anyway, and what this is it's like a typical one of my 4 man-to-man coverage schemes with the defensive end here dropping back into the deep zone in the middle.
Yep.
And the nickel corner actually draws coverage on, I believe it's the halfback, because you can see him, how he reacts here.
Yep.
And then suddenly he decides that he's going to drop into coverage instead.
Yeah, and double cover someone else.
And now there's basically two guys, because this linebacker has got coverage assignment on the tight end, right?
Yep.
But anyway, now there's 2 guys covering him for some reason. And, obviously the pressure was getting through because this linebacker managed to force his way through the gap there too.
Yep.
Which they do. We made this discovery a while ago, and I'm still going to try and take full advantage of that whenever possible. But this is just another little wrinkle. Instead of lining this guy out wide and then having him just run either a straight line or try to have him run at an angle this way or whatever, if I build all of my plays for this formation basically out of the man flats, then I can get this type of pass rush pattern, and it works, like it's actually almost like the shortest possible distance for this guy to travel too in order to get pressure, right? Because he's got further to go if he starts way out here.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was one thing that I wanted to look at, and we'll just pause real quick because out of this formation as well, another thing that I discovered.
All right. And we're back, and I was just saying during the little break there, it would be interesting to compare those 2 pass rush styles, the hook pass rush and the pass rush from the outside, to see exactly which is faster.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you would go about doing that, but
I think you'd have to have a play set up in practice mode.
yeah,
And
probably.
you'd have to probably record a couple of runs of each play side by side.
Yeah,
and see what your average result is and time it.
Then you could count 1001, 1002 or something.
No,
Yeah.
you'd literally use a modern video player and go through it frame by frame.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is the same formation, but here as another discovery I made is that if you like, normally when we draw our man coverages, what happens is when a receiver, an outside receiver, motions from one side of the formation to the other. Well, in the case of a homemade man coverage scheme, basically the outside corner would stop here, and then this guy would pick up that receiver running across the middle of the field until he got to the next eligible receiver, in which case he would stop, and then this guy would pick him up and come out here, and so on, right? Like they would trade, basically they would trade coverages across, and you would end up with some mismatches occasionally, like a linebacker trying to cover a wide receiver and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it basically made it so you had to run a nickel all the time because at least the nickelback would follow the guy all the way.
That's right. But in this particular case, because I built this out of the man flats 4-3 play, basically when they moved the wide receiver over here all the way over, well, the right cornerback followed him.
Yeah, everybody follows everybody and stays
all the way
them.
across. And if they move this guy to the other side, then this corner would follow him all the way across.
Yep.
And of course, that's something that even in our own homemade plays, if they move the slot receiver, well, this guy will follow the slot receiver, I believe, all the way across as well. Like for some reason, the nickel corner in man coverage seems to have slot receiver as a default assignment, right?
That's right, as long as he's man locked to him at least. But
for some reason, when you create your own plays and draw your own coverages,
the other two don't.
The other two don't, because it must be a bug in the game or something, right? However, when you make your play out of another man coverage play, well, then you can get this. And I haven't tried it yet, but I'm thinking that I could probably put like a regular 4-3 or a regular 3-4 on the field, and if they if they had two wide receivers, if they motioned a wide receiver, probably the corner covering him would follow him all the way across the field too, which would enable me to not have to play a nickel defense all the time against two wide receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the only way that you could actually combat that problem, where that
with
corner
twin wide receivers
would not go across. If they motioned the wide receiver so they end up with two wide receivers on one side, well, you need that nickel corner
to pick up the slot receiver
in order to pick up the slot receiver. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a coverage mismatch, right?
Yep.
But anyway, I guess I could run this play. It's basically just a run play. But anyway, as you can see, again, another thing to take note of is, even though this guy has a looping pass rush assignment, while on a run play, of course, the offensive line surges forward and engages them right away. And one of the advantages to having this type of defensive alignment with five guys on the line here fairly tight like this, which is another reason why I wanted to try this, is that, bang, right there, all five of your offensive linemen are immediately engaged right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And that means that, you got the tight end on the linebacker here. And basically over here, well, you got a wide receiver, a slot receiver, trying to, do a non-block on a cornerback, because they aren't really much in the way of blockers. But that means now that basically I've still got both safeties who can move up to the line to help with the to stop the run,
as well as the nickel corner, who is free over here. And like well, actually, that's not the nickel corner, that's the right cornerback, but the nickel corner is over here being blocked by this guy, right, who is a slot receiver. But as you can see, the way that this run develops here, like number 20, he goes to the line, and because there's all this traffic here, well, whatever this run was supposed to be going to somewhat to the right, well, now he has to change directions.
Yeah, because that gap is filled up.
Yeah, and you see the free safety there already reacting to this, and like this run isn't going anywhere even if he makes it around there,
Yep.
So really having this type of alignment does make for a better run defense, because if you line this guy up out wide, like we have very commonly done, both of us.
It creates a secondary gap
It
that he can
creates
go
a secondary gap that he can run through, but it also potentially allows an offensive lineman to escape and get up the field too, right? And possibly block this guy or even block a safety.
Although on a run play to the right, typically if they don't block the outside guy, then he would come in and stop this play.
Yeah.
It depends on the blocking scheme they have and what side you're rushing from as well.
Yeah, and this is also very early in development. Like, I haven't quite figured out everything just yet. But, I like the look of this so far.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be somewhat effective. And, like I said, it's something that I'm going to be working on, because when we eventually do start playing with the Magicians, of course, the Magicians have rather limited talent pool on defense. And they're going to need a little bit of help, right? And I think this is the way to make the most of it. Especially if we try to draft, like linebackers mainly. Because the Magicians' defensive line isn't too terribly bad. But they do need help at linebacker. And I think that...
you don't like Vince Freeborg?
Well, he's the only good linebacker that they have. And he's on... that would be him right here. This would be Vince Freeborg right here. Okay, so he would be an important pass rusher in this type of scheme. But, like, you've also got guys, you need guys to be able to cover tight ends, play zones, that kind of stuff, and we just don't have that right now.
I think probably the reason why I managed to get away with it in that season is because typically when I draw my play designs, I draw them to the absolute lowest common denominator schmuck playing the position.
Yeah.
And so I just don't expect a lot out of those players.
The thing is, you also, you do have added a couple of new things, recently, but for the most part, almost every defensive play that you run is a 3-man rush with 8 guys dropping back in coverage.
Yeah, or a 4-man rush with 7.
Yeah. So you never have less than 7 guys in pass coverage.
That's right.
Which means that you can draw all sorts of overlapping zone coverages or combination man and zone coverages and that kind of thing.
And it's necessary.
Yes, and that's how you manage to basically compensate for the lack of the talent on the defense for the Magicians in season 1. Is nobody ever had to do anything alone.
Yeah.
Right. No defender had to actually make a play by himself, usually. Right.
Yeah. And linebackers more or less stay to the flaps.
The only time that you ever really got beat was on those rare occasions when an offense would come out that you weren't prepared for, and you ended up with a one-on-one matchup with somebody, right?
Yeah, or a bad audible or something.
Or something like that. But for the most part, the way that you draw your coverages, everybody overlaps. You're also have a very pursuit-oriented run defense.
But I don't generate big plays or big turnovers or pressure.
Your scheme is very conservative, but because your scheme is very conservative, that's why basically teams that played against us would die a slow death, right?
Yeah.
Because I have an explosive offense that can score quickly, and if I score 2 or 3 touchdowns early in the game and you just slowly smother them with a ultra conservative overlapping coverage type defense, well, eventually they'll start to, the AI will start to try and force things to get big plays, and then they'll make mistakes, and that's when turnovers happen and things like that. That's right, yeah. Right?
But hey, you know what? I'll give them 5-10 yards over the middle all day long.
Yep, that's right. That's what I mean by
if they want to run the ball.
Yeah, that's what I mean by a slow death or a death by slow suffocation, though, right? Because
it'll take them 6 minutes.
You're basically, your position is, yes, I will let you get 5 or 6 yards per play, but no more.
Yeah, there'll be no more than that. Yeah. And then if they decide to try to force something, that's when they run into trouble.
Yeah, and if they try to force a big play, that's when they get into trouble, yeah. But anyway, I guess we should probably get on with the game here.
All right. And we're back.
Yes, and so we will play week, and I'm not sure who we're playing this week. The Iron Men. Okay, the Iron Men are a strong defense team, and they're still a pretty strong defense.
Although their offense has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, their offense is actually better than it was, so they are obviously one of those teams that has managed to improve themselves over the first 3 seasons. And so here we go.
See, there's a question for you. Vince Freeborg, star player or product of the system?
I would say both. Okay, where were we here? Yeah. Because I have a feeling that he will probably do well. I mean, you know what? He got 60 sacks, okay? In season 1 with the Magicians, he got 60 sacks in one season. I have never seen a defensive player get 60 sacks in one season ever.
He's just the guy that gets the sacks, okay? That's it.
Yeah, he's the designated quarterback sacker, right?
Well, on his jersey, it just says sack. QB sacker, right?
Yeah, that's his position. He doesn't play linebacker. He plays quarterback sacker. Yeah, like wow. But you know that says something for your defensive system too, though, because most of those sacks happened with a 3-man rush, right?
Yep.
And actually, I don't think it was a big coincidence that if I remember right, the guy who finished second on the team in sacks was the defensive tackle, right?
Yep, because I played a defensive tackle.
Because you play defensive tackle, yeah. But that being said, though, I think you got like 10 sacks or something in this season.
I got a much more reasonable number.
Yeah. Still a successful season, nevertheless, you know, by anybody's standards, but not outrageous like that. Okay, here we go. I guess we get the call. We're playing in Pittsburgh here. We won the toss. Okay, I'm gonna defend with this end.
Let's see how it plays out tonight.
And we will set up our audibles. And this playbook is pretty much set. I think I'm probably going to be going with it this season. You know, I'm still kind of tinkering a little bit here and there, but they're just very minor adjustments, right?
Yep. Whereas due to the nature of the way I design playbooks, it's basically set in stone.
Well, the thing is, though, you do make changes every now and again, but you don't. If you do make changes, you want those changes to fit into your existing system, right?
Yeah, well, like I don't make like whole-scale brand new playbooks like you do. I make like if I make changes like this was actually a very large change to switch to this system, although I still have the old system.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, if I make changes, it's very, very, very small, slow prodding changes that are tested repeatedly and extensively over time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, right? You can play well defensively against anybody with any group of players, right?
Yep, even if they're a bunch of schmucks.
Okay.
Well, they've got Daryl Berger at quarterback. He's a name that I recognize.
Yeah, and it looks like their backup there, Lumen, is a mobile quarterback. So in the second half, you might have some scrambling quarterback to deal with there.
That's okay. We have lots of spies. Wow, look at that. Lumen has more of an arm than Berger, but Berger, man, 36 and still going.
Yep, he throws darts. He's probably lost a bit of arm strength just because he's aging.
Probably up.
That's what I found with JJ Means on the Spitfires, right? When he got to be about a 12-year thereabouts veteran, he started to lose throw power, right?
Yep. Nobody's super speedy at wide receiver. They've got 6 wide receivers.
Yeah. Looks like a fairly old group, too.
Yeah, but a speedy second tight end. Looks like their line sucks.
Yeah, their offensive line's not great.
Yeah, basically they've got all their skill and talent at other positions, and then their offensive line sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that
they're in a I hope they play a 3-4, because otherwise they're in a rebuilding phase, not defensive tackle.
Yeah, I think they do play a 3-4, actually.
Oh!
Well, he's gone for a while.
Yeah, although it looks like the backup is serviceable.
Yeah. Quincy Pleasant.
Yep. And then they've got Thomas Clark. And they've still got amazing starting corners, but you might be able to exploit their slot guy, their nickel guy, and their dime guy. Like they're not so good.
Well, we'll see.
And then they've got an amazing free safety and an amazing strong safety. Although none of them are stars like what we've seen on the Stingers.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see.
And welcome back.
So I guess I'll kick it away and then you can get to work.
The visiting team are set to kick it deep.
Look at that. Everybody in our division has 2 wins.
Well, that's going to have to come to an end.
He got all of that one.
Maybe we just have maybe we're just in a particularly strong division.
And they're ready to go on offense for the first time.
I've seen that happen before too, right? Like where you're playing in a division and it's like you end up with a good record and win your division, but the 4th place team in your division still has like a 9-7 record or something, you know, or 8-8 or something like that. Like
throwing on first down. Pressure, throws it, perfect throw. Floyd records the tackle at the 21. Berger will add only about 1
Well,
yard
okay, I
to
guess
the
that was a
numbers for that
screen.
that was an attempted screen. And that was one of your right outside linebackers who's involved in the position battle there, making the play.
Only one man back. Berger sends a man in motion. Under pressure with the throw.
Whoa, that one hit.
He threw it a little too soon and it missed the mark.
Hit
Boston.
Hit Boston in the hands. Yeah. He almost made a basket catch on that.
Check my audibles for a quick second to make sure it's all correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought I saw a little bit of funniness there, but no, I guess not.
Okay.
Berger with a man in motion. Pressure coming.
Ooh.
Had his hands on.
Good thing that was a defensive end.
Yeah, trying to hot potato that away.
Yeah. Well, that's why dropping that defensive end in the zone like that is so tricky, though, right? It seems like...
Yeah, well, that guy actually managed to escape the jam there, but the defensive end was still right there, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they could have made something there if they'd waited a little while and let him actually run his pass route a little bit. But with the way the quarterback just threw that away, there was no way. Because if he had just a little more time to run behind that guy, he could have outrun the defensive end running straight down the field, right?
Yeah. No, these guys are playing a 3-4.
Looks like he's changing the play.
Good, because they sure as shit can't play anything else. Their backups are terrible.
The tackle at the 45-yard line. Phil Arrington down on the field.
I'd even go so far as to say that their defensive tackle is now the most important player on the field, and you give that man whatever he wants, contract-wise, training-wise, recovery-wise, or anything, because you're screwed otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise you end up having to play with a pretty lousy player, right? Well, since they're playing a 3-4, I think I'm going to try and attack the middle a little bit here.
Well, Gaines managed to break somebody's tackle.
Yep.
Sometimes you can be a little over-aggressive on defense like you see here. You had him lined up, he over-pursued.
Yeah, that guy didn't even actually go down. Gaines just kind of ran through him, and then, you know, he didn't get a second chance. Good job, Martin.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think I'm going to see if I can take advantage of that 3-4 alignment, right? Well, now they're going to a 4-man line.
The home team come out in a nickel package. Number 6 sends a man in motion. Again.
Nice.
Records the tackle at the 29. Picked up about 6 yards that time. In field goal range now.
Look at me, I look like you out there. I haven't even thrown a pass yet in this game, I don't think.
That's all right.
Looks like he's changing the play.
Part of what makes a good defense is a slow offense.
Yeah.
Number 6 with a man in motion. Gives the ball off.
Oh, look at that. I found a hole in the middle.
You're tearing them apart.
Mark with a nice run and picks up the first down.
Yeah.
They hit their blocks and the back found the right hole to get down the field and pick up a first down.
And I mean, they're still not weak on defense.
Nope. No, but that's the weakness of the 3-4
base system. Yeah,
base
it's
system,
weaker
right?
against the run to be stronger against the pass.
Well, it's weaker against the inside run in particular, right?
Throws on the run. On the money. Pleasant brings him down at the 8. Well, John, the defense not expecting the fullback to make that catch.
Well, they had the other receivers pretty well covered.
So far, it's been the Martin show here.
Pretty good game.
Well, he is a good player.
Well, we'll go back to diving up the middle again here.
Again with the carry. Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
Yeah, 2-ton truck pulling a trailer.
Gain of 4. Second down. Goal to go. Looks like he's calling an audible. This one is handed off. He's down behind the line for a short loss. Mark was stuffed on that play, John.
They're just relentless when the offense decides to run the ball. They break down blocks very quickly. They do a good job maintaining their gap assignments, limiting cutback opportunities.
He sees something in the defense.
Well, see if we can get a block from McCoy there.
The toss to the left. Hart with the stop at the 4. They couldn't punch it in even though they were first and goal inside the 10.
I don't pass inside the 5-yard line. I just don't.
This time they had some decent play calls, but they couldn't get the execution.
Because if I have to settle for a field goal, I want to kick one of these little chip shots.
The kick is up. Veteran kicks it through.
No problem for him. Whatever the situation, he'll approach it the same way. Cool and smooth.
And he got all of that one. A great
Hey, look at that. Maybe you got a touchback on this one.
Yep.
The offense takes over after they were 3 and out on their last possession. It's 1st and 10. Johnson, the lone setback. Berger with a man in motion. Closing in, gets rid of it.
Ooh, little pass defense there. Number 26 does a good job.
Yep.
The right corner there.
Pass defense is important, especially when you lead with your head.
Yep.
I mean, how are you supposed to defend the pass without using your head?
Drops back. Pressure. Gets the pass off. And he can't find a way to keep possession. 2 in a row just dropped.
That's just a frustrating thing to have happen.
Corners are moving up.
Yeah, I think these guys try those little wide receiver screens and stuff quite a bit too, because I think they're roughly, well, they are basically the Pittsburgh team, right?
Yep.
So.
Under pressure with the throw. Seymour.
Yeah, I think it was a Pittsburgh game that I was watching when I came up with my wide receiver screen that I invented, actually.
Yeah, well, it's also one of the reasons that I went to more of a short ball control passing game, too, because you were telling me about this, how these guys would line up, and if they couldn't run the ball, they'd line up with like 5 wide receivers and then throw really short, quick passes, right?
That's right, yep.
And they were basically using that the way that most other teams would use a running game, right?
1st and 10.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Pittsburgh or another team that was doing that, but yeah, there was another team I saw doing that.
Yeah.
Records the stop at the 45-yard line. Gain of 2.
Well, looks like they might be putting up a little bit of resistance here now.
To go. The home team come out in a nickel package.
Hey, maybe there will be no more running. No more running the ball.
Number 6 sends a man in motion. Roberts. Big pop that time.
Face mask.
Someone there to tell you to watch out because he just got ducked. Penalties and takeaways are just as big a factor in some games as effective offense. The team that stays mistake-free usually wins the game.
Third and 1 coming up on this play.
Okay, here we go.
Fullback handoff. Number 58 makes the
Well,
tackle
you made it.
at the 43.
Yep.
Roberts was very determined on that play, John.
Yeah, the defense was looking around and he was already by him before they knew what hit him.
It's 1st and 10.
Oh, look at them. Now they're spreading themselves even further out for you. They're like, oh, you like to run the ball. Well, please, we'll make it even easier on you than it already has been.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that
Handed off to the back. Oh, stops him dead.
I think though that they use a lot of blitzes and things though. You know, like it might look like there's lots of big open space there,
That's because the defense
but
did a good job
you know, like what happened there, particularly, there were no gaps to run through all of a sudden,
An
right?
effective way to keep them off balance while trying to draw them offside.
Number 6 with a man in motion. Gets rid of it. With the adjustment, he has it. Moss takes him down at the 38. Number 6 completes the pass for a 5-yard gain on 2nd down. They have to reach the 33 to convert. 7 defensive backs in on this one.
Ooh.
I couldn't get it away fast enough. I was even trying to throw it while running backwards, right?
Well, it's a good thing that that still counted as a forward pass.
Yeah.
Well, you've got the wind at your back here.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. I mean, this is the time when you find out things about your kicker, right?
It's a little surprising to see him in from this distance.
I might have needed 100 power there, but I guess we'll see.
And it's on its way.
Come on, blow, wind, blow. Oh.
You would have made it with 100.
Yeah, I might have made it with 100. I guess 55 yards is a little bit too far, even with a wind to help.
Press coverage on the outside.
See, that's what I mean about the outside run guy, right? Like,
Yep.
if they run to the side you're rushing from, they're just dead.
Yep, that's right. That's because those wide spread alignments that you use, I mean, you know, like when I was talking about the replay here earlier, that's one way to look at it, but the wide alignment that you have here too, well, he misplayed that, but the wide alignment also often means that those two guys on either end that are on the outside don't get blocked, right? Like the offensive line doesn't pay any attention to them.
That's right.
And if they run down the field, you know, up the middle, and those guys are allowed to pinch in unblocked, well, then, you know, like any, you know, most run plays will be put to a quick end anyways, right? In fact, that number 94 there is Greg May, who your outside linebacker, who made the stop there, right? Probably because nobody blocked him.
We could actually take a look, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, see that?
Yeah, that's right there, Greg May. And what happens here? Yeah, there's just nobody there to block him. Although, I guess you could say maybe
basically
65 should have got out in front.
Yeah, but nobody blocked him, right?
Oh, this is a draw play. That's why that happened.
Yeah.
So they all drop back and basically give up the initiative, and then they get fucked because draw plays don't work in this game because offensive linemen drop back way too far.
Yeah.
Here's the kick
Wow, that's a line drive.
from the 19.
Yeah, but even Sandman 99, number 43, can't run people over with 99 break tackle because that guy probably has 99 tackling.
Probably.
Directing traffic. Hand off to the tailback. McGuire stops him at the 25. Gain of about a yard.
Well, okay. You know what? I think my mistake on the last series was that I should have stayed on the ground. Wow, do they ever have a lot of guys stacked over on that side?
I think you'd be okay on that side if you managed to cut inside and run behind the center and the guard.
No.
Or not.
Well, it looks like I can just plow through there and run over a couple of people. And
Yeah, that didn't work out anywhere near the way I thought it was going to, but you ended up just running around the outside.
yeah, really, eh? That was a bit of a surprise, but okay.
It's third down with 3 to go. Here are the numbers when it comes to third down conversions.
Third down conversions is a keeper stat. When you convert on third down, you keep 3 things.
Okay.
You keep your drive going. You keep their
Now they're
going
to change to a man coverage, but okay.
Resting on the sideline.
With the throw, he hits his receiver.
That's okay. You only need to make a really short catch here.
Yeah, well, that was the pass I was trying to throw the last time. It's just that for some reason their blitz got through so fast I didn't even have a chance to throw it, eh?
Well, they are an all Madden capable defense. Look at them. -3 yards rushing.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can let the first quarter run out.
So at the end of 1, the score is 3-0. The teams have switched sides, and we'll start the second quarter. It's 1st and 10. He sees something in the defense. Gaines. He just unloaded on it.
Boom. Now that is what football's all about.
Yep, we'll just keep pounding it up the middle.
On the ground.
This is a tough physical team that likes to run the ball.
Again and again and again.
Situation. When you can run the ball consistently, it really wears down the interior line and helps to slow down those pass rushers.
it away. Anderson brings him down at the 41-yard line. They ran it there.
Yeah, that's an important part of this team's
Well,
offense.
Gaines certainly seems to shrug off the tackles anyways.
Yeah, well, it's kind of his thing, right?
The sixth play of this drive.
He's an inside runner, and I figure if I'm going to be playing offense with this particular team, if I want to have any success on the ground, I'm going to have to try and run in the middle more.
He's looking, throws on the
Nice.
dives, and brings him down. At
Perfect
the
for the side
46-yard
release there.
line.
Yep,
Once
perfect
again,
for the side
makes it
release.
happen while on the move.
He's one
That's
of
just
those guys
something you
that
don't
doesn't
see
lose his
very,
accuracy
very
in
often,
touch
is a
when he
quarterback with a
decides to
side
throw it
release.
without
Yeah,
setting
well,
his
when
feet.
you designed that player, you gave him the sidearm release. Eh?
Yeah, I figured it would be interesting to watch just because it seems like whenever quarterbacks are generated randomly, you almost never get somebody with a side release.
Yeah.
So just to show people that that's in the game, and yes, there is a different type of quarterback release, there's the side release.
There's Martin having a good game. He just ran for 10 yards there.
Yeah, man, your fullbacks are going to get like 100 yards each this game.
That was a big-time run.
Well, Roberts is lagging a little bit behind here, but it's just been luck of the draw the way that they've been lined up. Like, I'll give it to him this time, but most of the time it seems like they're leaning to his side anyway, right?
Yep.
Polk records the tackle at the 42. He tried to move the ball on the ground.
A running attack that is consistent and effective will help the offense dictate the pace of the game.
2nd and 8 coming up here.
Well, not that Martin is bad at blocking by any means, but Roberts is a touch better at it, so.
Yeah. Well, he is the run blocking tight end or fullback, right?
That's right. Nice. Look at all those yards you gain just by exploiting the natural gap in the formation.
Yep.
See what the other team is willing to give
Well,
him on the ground
let's see
out there.
here.
And this is the 10th play of this drive.
Hey,
About
didn't you
6
get
to
the
go.
memo? 3rd and 6 is a running situation.
These third downs haven't been much of an obstacle, and it's helped them to take the lead.
Well, I got to give Anderson a chance to get a catch here.
Yeah, he's the 3rd down running back. I think he's quicker and better at catching than Gaines.
Yeah, well, and he's also, once he gets going, he's fast, right?
Yep.
15. Number 6 with a hot hand on this drive.
And what he's doing is sitting back there in the pocket, seeing everything, making great decisions, and getting the ball to
And the
right guy.
linebacker's trying to cover him,
Very
right?
well right now.
Which is for me, that's a win.
Yeah, well, Anderson is still wide receiver fast. He's not like blazing fast, but he's like, John Mike Houston fast.
Yeah.
Another run. Henning brings him down.
Well, he maybe got a yard there.
Yeah, well,
You never know when you're going to find some room and break loose into the secondary.
So far, I've had the ball for all of the second quarter, right?
That's okay. Like I said, the best defense is a slow offense.
Yeah. Oh, that guy got through there and cut my feet out from under me.
That was just a defensive line.
That's
getting lower than the
unfortunate.
offensive line.
A poorly played block there, right?
It makes
Yep.
it very difficult to move the ball on offense.
They'll need to reach the 5 to convert.
Consistent success on 3rd down, which they've had, usually translates into a win.
This is where you audible to your quarterback sweep to the left, right?
No, I think I'm going to throw it to Houston because I think they were going to be covering those flats big time.
And it's complete. Fields makes the tackle at the 11-yard line. Benson failed on his previous field goal attempt, which was from 50 yards out.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to make this one.
I think it was from more than 50 yards. It was
It was
55
It
yards.
was 55 yards, yeah. And I didn't miss it by much. It hit the center post, right? Like
Yep.
it just passed under the goal, under the crossbar.
The visiting team.
Well, that was
are
14
lined up to
plays
kick
in
off.
9 minutes, Rec V5X.
Hey, you're looking like me out there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I aspire to be better at running the ball than I am.
And today is your game.
And I'm trying to...
Oh,
The
Oh.
visiting team.
Look at that. Hanks just scored a touchdown. Hey! Better kick that extra point quick.
Yep, it was a fumble.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would have challenged it if it hadn't been.
So they're trying to tack on the extra point. And it's up. The point after is good.
Yeah, that's a real shame for them, too. I didn't catch what their special teams rating was ahead of this.
Team are ready
Yeah.
to kick this one off.
But special teams is really important for not giving up fumbles like that. That's why we're really lucky to have the special teams players that we do have.
All of that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, you got to recruit those players deliberately,
From
too,
the
though,
6-yard
right?
line.
You do, yeah.
You know, like you look at the kick return rating of a player,
Into this one.
and you know, preferably, to tell you the truth, I know that almost any skill hands position can return kicks. Like you could be a cornerback or a safety or a wide receiver or running back, but I would far rather have a halfback as the kick returner, just because they tend to have the best ball carrying rating.
That's right.
So they'll take better care of the ball for you. No, here's the new system. Oh, and then you audibled out of it.
The backs are lined up in an eye.
I had to. I want to play his own defense.
Yeah.
Lewis with the
Look at that. I had to come back into that like mess and make the tackle myself because nobody can tackle.
It looks like there was a bunch of people there who just couldn't find a tackle animation, though, right? Like they were bumping into them and stuff.
Third and 7.
That was quite something, though. You know how one deep zones play in this game? Where basically the guy drops back into the one deep zone and then he doesn't move until the ball's thrown?
Yep.
And in Madden 27, they were boasting that, you know, like defensive backs playing zone defenses, if somebody doesn't enter their zone, they'll actually, you know, in finger quotes, look for work, right? Like they'll look for somebody to go and cover.
But not in flat zones.
But no, actually it was the deep zone in the center that the guy was talking about, as well as the flat zone. So on the same play, two players playing zone defenses, one of them let a receiver run right by him and just stood there in the center of his zone in the flat and did nothing. And then the safety playing the deep zone in the middle of the field also stood and did nothing.
Yeah, so much for looking for work.
Yeah, until the ball was thrown. So, you know, like neither of them reacted to the play at all until the ball was actually thrown by the quarterback.
Well,
right?
and though it's 22 years old, going on 22 years old now, I have to say in Madden 05, at least for the flat zones, if nobody enters the flat, they start backing up,
Yeah.
right? They just start dropping back as if they have a generic hook zone assignment. And they'll keep going until either the play ends or they encounter someone, right? Or somebody enters their flat zone, at which point they'll like basically make a beeline back down towards the flat.
Okay, maybe that toss play wasn't such a good idea.
And that behavior's actually been in the game ever since like Madden 04.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was in Madden 03. I'd have to go back and play that game again.
I
It's
don't
been-
remember. It's been a while since I played Madden 03, actually.
But I know it was in Madden 04. So much for their innovation and their marketing bullshit. That's actually something that they took out of the game after Madden 05 and never put back in and never got right again.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to run for a first down. Here I go.
You've got the guy to do it. Well, I think you actually broke that tackle.
Here's how he can hurt you. They get him in a third down situation. And if they can give him a lane to run through, he's going to take it. And right there, he takes
All right, like I think that
first down.
the way you bounced off that guy was just your strength rating.
Yeah. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, they
they had,
Calling an audible.
at least a little bit of that on the short zones. On the deep zones, though the deep zone defenders still play very passively. They don't actually react until the ball is actually, or until the ball is actually thrown, right?
Yeah. I mean, you see better, it's a little bit better on the outside zones, but they probably actually had to implement a little bit of behavior on the outside zones just to get those guys to cut in when you do a zone flood.
Yeah.
Right? So, but ironically enough, that actually makes the outside zone players better than the center deep zone guy. Right?
But then the two deep zones, you'll see the safeties actually move toward a receiver because it's more likely that one of them will have a receiver enter that zone, right?
Yeah, but with one deep zone, for whatever reason, the guy is just retarded.
Well, unless you're throwing like a post or something over the middle,
or a streak right at the safety,
then nobody is entering that guy's zone, so he just moves back.
Yeah, it's just not wide enough. It's like they took the two deep zone thing and they drew it to the one deep area, and then there's just nothing else there, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. They really should have made that zone stretch the entire length of the field.
The defenses had difficulty stopping them.
That's probably the only way you could even get that to behave remotely correctly. Although it would probably be the way to do it.
Oh, he dropped it.
Ooh, you also took a hit there.
Yep, I took a hit there. Oh, well.
Will come into this game to punt. Not much hang time on this one. Fair catch called for.
Oh, yeah. Get up there and down that ball at the one.
I'm surprised it didn't let you try to do it.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't get an animation for it. I stood over it. Oh, now they're going to bring out the goal line or offense here.
Yep. That's okay. We're going to bring out the goal line defense here.
To carry it, Brown with the tackle at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, well, they still managed to charge up the middle and pick up 5.
I know, even though I had 10 guys on the line. Just how it works out sometimes.
Out of the gun. Dropping back, surveying the field. Throws it. Boston makes the play at the 13-yard
Boston
line.
just got beat by their tight end there.
Yeah. Well, he's not fast enough to run with a lot of these guys, right? So on those crossing routes, if you don't get pressure quick enough, then...
They line up in the
Okay, I guess I'm not shading my zones, but it doesn't matter because they're doing a run play.
Makes the tackle at the 20. Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
Oh, we're at the 2-minute mark now.
We're at the 2-minute mark now. This game's gone fairly quickly, actually.
Before halftime. The corners move up.
That's because we have Chuck Knox playing offense today.
Out of the gun. They go with a draw.
No, tried to run the shotgun handoff there.
They better mix up the play call a little more, trying to free up some space in the middle. That back just didn't have any help from his line on that play.
Gets rid of it.
Well, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, there's people all over him. Honestly, with how close that coverage is, I'm surprised the corner didn't do a better job. But at least it was contested.
But anyway, yeah, like the
here's the punt.
And you should have heard Ryan Moody like ranting about that. Basically, he said, you know what, they said this, and then he shows it, and he says, but they lied.
Yep.
It's a lie, right? Wow, okay. Well, we'll go this way instead.
Martin, he can't wrap him up.
Push the pile a little bit. Because Martin might look little compared to Roberts, but he's actually not a little guy, right? You know, he's like a 240-pound halfback kind of thing.
Yep.
Which is why he's a fullback now.
Directing traffic.
Yeah, you tend to get a halfback like that every time you generate a team. He's usually big and slow and completely inadequate for the position.
Yeah.
But if you take him and you put him at fullback and then he plays a season or two, he becomes a perfectly good fullback.
Hang on to the ball.
A little over a minute left. And here's what they've been able to do so far on third down.
Well,
Third down is when you want
it
your
looks like they're
players
going
dig
to
deep and
allow
make a
me to
clutch
have
play.
the run here,
When they
hey?
convert, it gives your defense a little extra rest, and it gives your offense
Yep.
a fresh set of downs.
A whole
to
bunch
work
of it.
So it's a first down after a nice run right up the middle.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
it was all north-south running there, not a lot of side to side, and that's exactly what you have to do to get the first.
we need to get a move on here, though, if we want to try and get any points.
McKenzie, the man in motion.
And McKenzie's covered by a linebacker.
Dropping back to pass on first down. With the throw. Perfect.
And that's a bomb.
Takes
Yep.
him down. Number 6 stops the clock with that timeout.
Okay, we don't have to hurry quite so much as we were now.
First and 10. The home team come out on a nickel package. Dropping back, gets the pass off.
Yeah, White is also disgustingly fast.
Yes, he is.
At the 5. They've got something going.
Call a timeout there.
Oh, I'm just going to really quickly try and squeeze off one more play here before I call that timeout.
Calling an audible. With the carry. Oh, with the stop. Number 6 stops.
Okay, got one more timeout left. So we'll take one more stab at running it in here. See if Roberts can get it in this time.
Maybe.
Fullback hands
Yep.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is exactly how to get the ball in the end zone. Just get
It's
in
the
behind
fullback
center
attack.
and keep pushing and pushing until they're putting up.
We may
6
not have a
points
guy
on the
like
board.
Simpson on this team, but we got a couple of decent players at fullback.
Yeah, well, Simpson, what Sandman99 is referring to is this, like, 90-plus speed fullback that I drafted.
Yeah,
What's his
well,
speed, 95? Yeah, I think it's 95.
something like that, yeah. But he won Offensive Rookie of the Year,
Unanswered points for them.
and he also won
Really starting to dominate.
Player of the Game in the All-Pro game.
Yeah, 'cause he went to the Pro Bowl.
In the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl rookie fullback.
Yeah, and I mean, how often do you ever see a fullback win Player of the Game anyway, ever?
4-yard line.
And yet he did it in the Pro Bowl.
Yep. Oh, he's just a phenomenal player, though.
Yeah, I mean, how often would you ever see a fullback win Offensive Rookie of the Year, too, right? First time I ever remember hearing anything about that.
And this should be the last play of the half.
I know I've never played any franchises where I got that anyway.
Johnson in the backfield. Berger sends a man in motion. He tucks it away. Refuses to go down. Brown makes the play.
I would have tackled him if he'd have got past that next guy.
Yeah, he's not going to get past Brown anyway. Well, so far, so good. I guess
Indeed.
now we'll take the halftime stretch.
Yes. And we're back.
Yes, and we're just going to talk about the way that a good running game will affect the overall characteristics of a game, I guess.
Yeah, well, so first of all, you're completely dominating them in time of possession. You have 23 minutes to 6.
Yeah, and that's actually not usual for me at all. Usually my time of possession at the end of a half of football is going to be
Dead even with theirs.
Yeah, somewhere between 16 and 18 minutes usually. Yep. Because I have a tendency to pass a lot, and that takes less time to move the ball down the field than running does.
Yep. Then we should also look at the statistics that you've generated here. So you've been relatively consistent. You've actually got 90 yards passing, but you did it in 10 attempts.
Yeah. Yeah, 8 of 10 for 90 yards.
right? And then rushing, you ran the ball, 30-ish times?
30 times. Actually, 31 if you count the scramble, but 30 actual deliberately planned rushing plays.
And you've been having a reasonable amount of success on the ground.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not averaging 5.5 yards per carry like you do, but that particular, even though those rushing averages are pretty modest, that's just enough success to keep doing it.
Yep.
Right.
That means, too, you've managed to run almost 40 plays.
Yeah. But the thing is that, if you run the ball and you pick up 3.5 yards, right? Well, then that encourages me to do it again, because if I can pick up another 3 or 4 yards, well, then I'm looking at third down and short, and then I can either run it again, or if I think it's a little bit too far, I can line up and throw a quick short pass, right?
Yeah.
Which is basically what I did in the first half here.
Well, they tried 10 passes, and they only completed 4 of them. One of them almost ended up an interception.
Yeah.
For an average of 2 yards with a longest pass of 7 yards.
Yeah.
And then because they can't hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
They only ran 18 plays total for an average of 1.8 yards on the ground with a long run of 7 yards.
Yeah. So, but
I've only given up the longest play of 7 yards. I haven't given up a play longer than 7 yards on defense.
Yeah, and that's a combination of two things. And this is the thing that I benefited from in season 6 of the Crusaders, when you were on offense and dominating the time of possession like this, right? Now you see what I mean. You did not have to spend nearly as much time on the field as you usually do.
Yep.
And all you need to do is make 2 or 3 stops, and that's a half of football. Right.
Well, basically, it's also kind of plays into, too, like what I said, what we were talking about at the start of the episode here, where I'll give you 5 yards. You can make 5 yards against me all day long.
Yep.
But you're not going to make anything more than that.
That's right. Basically, death by slow suffocation. Basically, that's the best description of your defense, I think. You slowly suffocate the opposing offense to death, and if they try to force something, then that's when you start getting sacks and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
But now we've got a whole new lineup in there, so we better check and see who we've got. Okay, I'm going to basically swap those guys around again. We'll let RecV5X sit on the bench for the rest of the game, because he did a good job in the first half. And Gaines had a good first half, so we'll let McKenzie move up 1 there. Interestingly enough, I still had 2 passes over 20 yards, though, in that first half. So when I do throw the ball, I throw it deep.
Yep.
Anyway, and I think I'm going to swap Martin and Roberts back, because Martin had a very good first half just playing as fullback, too. And we got Rose, Clement, Houston, White, Kennedy. Okay. I guess Rose and Clement are the, yeah, okay. And we'll swap Hudson for Green. Other than that, I think that's good for the offense. Did you want to look at anybody on defense before we start?
Sure, I'll take a look.
Just to make sure everything is to your liking there.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That Brown.
Yeah, Brown's not very quick off the line, right?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave defensive tackle as it is.
Yeah. Basically, if you were going to play like a more standard alignment, like a 4-3 or something like that, he's basically a guy who occupies space and helps to stop the run, right? He's not going to be a pass rush threat with that kind of acceleration.
I think we'll swap Alford and Carey.
Gonna give Carey a shot, are you?
Yep. Well, he was my draft pick after all.
Yep. Okay, well, I guess if we're ready to go, then you can receive the kickoff to start the second half.
I already did.
You already did. I wasn't paying any attention. Okay.
And we go back.
Well, here we go. We'll see if we can keep on with this
Ball on their own 28.
thing that we've been doing here so far.
Looking to run it here. Diving. tackle,
Because
bring it
that's
down.
all I
Good
do is
game
I
for
just hold the
offense
ball
here in
cover
the second.
button and just
This is
plow
one of those
straight
guys
ahead.
that seems to play better as the game goes on.
And
The
it
more he
seems
gets
to
the
be
ball, the
working.
better he does. So I'd expect to see him get quite a few touches here as the game winds down.
Calling an audible now. Looks like he's changing the play. Fullback handoff.
You know what I particularly love about this particular run play?
At the 41.
What?
Okay, you see the way they're lined up now. I had originally called basically a blast play, right?
Yep.
But the problem is that with this guy and this guy, they're in the perfect positions to disrupt
those gaps,
plays,
yep.
right? But this other thing where he shuffles in a step and then up the middle, I mean, it completely changes
The angle of
the
attack.
angle that he's going at, right?
Yep.
And then look at what the job that the center does there, right? And then I'm holding the ball cover button so I'm able to run through that tackle. And then all of a sudden I'm in the second level. That is actually a very good play.
It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, maybe at one point I'll have to add it back into my playbook someday.
Well, the thing is, though, it only really works because I have the... you see how close the fullbacks are to the line of scrimmage,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
I'm not so sure that play would work all that well against your deeper back, like with your deeper backfield, right?
Well, I also have some different angle handoffs to hit the middle anyways, right? Like I
Yeah.
do different things. This was just something I suggested to you because it's one that I've used before.
Yeah. Well, it has certainly paid off for me. It's turned into one of my best offensive plays, actually. And this one, this halfback dive play, is just the out-of-the-box play.
Handed off to the back.
And it didn't work so good that time.
But it does normally work pretty decent as long as you can get some actual blocking on the line.
I can pass out of this formation, too. You know what? I'm going to try a pass out of this formation.
What? Didn't anybody tell you that 3rd and 4 is a running situation?
Nice job so far on 3rd down for the offense, and we'll see if that continues here. Dropping back. He's looking. Rolling out to his right.
My
Yes.
God, was he ever wide open?
I was wondering if you seen him.
Well, I looked. Okay, here's how this play went. Okay, I looked at him first
Yep.
and him,
Yep.
right?
And
And it's like, and then this was actually my third look, and to tell you the truth, it's just as well that I didn't look at him until third, because it took him long enough to get out in the pattern that if I'd have looked at him too early, I would have given up on him, right? Because, he did kind of bump into these guys, and then it looked like he's covered, and then suddenly there's nobody there. Like, wow, is he ever wide open? But, like it took some time for that to develop, right?
Let's get back to the action.
That's why you throw those circle routes. Right?
yep. Well, the AI has good success with them.
Yep. Yeah, they use them quite a bit, actually.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Calling an audible now. Looking up.
Yeah, we'll hit him in the middle again now.
At the 34-yard line.
Oh, they gave me 4 yards for that.
Wow.
Decent. Okay, well, we'll give this this halfback guy another shot here. Anderson. See if we can have any success this time. Actually, you know what? Their defensive tackle in the first half led their team in tackles. There we go.
This stop at the 28-yard line. 6-yard gain. Third and maybe 1. They've executed very well on third down so far, and that's a big reason why they're ahead at the moment.
Well, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys clustered on that side, so wow.
Again with the run.
Easy yardage. Yeah, they came out in what I typically call the stack, right?
Yeah.
They're not trying to make a defensive formation out there on the field. They're just trying to make a sandwich.
Yeah, basically they're just piling as many guys up on one side of the line as they can, right?
Well, you know how it is. You've got to have your lettuce and your tomato and your bacon, your 2 slices of bread.
Shall we throw the ball to John Mike Houston Mark II?
Sure.
Dropping back to pass on first down. He hits his receiver. He's inside the 10. Dives and makes the tackle. To move the sticks with that completion.
I'll tell you, he put that one right on the money. They're just out there playing a little pitch and catch.
Okay, back to the run.
It's first and goal. Looks like he's changing the play.
There
And
we
another
go.
rushing touchdown.
Rushing touchdown for Martin now.
It sure was. His lineman created a little push.
He's going to end up being the player of the game
Yeah,
if he's
he
not
is.
careful. He's caught a few passes. He's got a decent amount of passing, receiving yardage in this game too. And he's got about 50 yards worth of rushing yardage in this game and a touchdown.
Benson comes in to attempt the point after.
I think I've exposed a huge weakness in the 3-4 defense.
Good. And they're dominating on both sides of the ball now, John.
I can't remember.
I mean, they've closed it up sometimes, but the thing is especially if you're going to keep going there, they basically have to dedicate themselves to picking plays that will close it up all the time.
Seems to get him big yardage.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they do that, then that's when I'm going to get them with something else, right?
Well, but that's why they got to be tricky like they have been a couple of times where you've seen them come out in a spread formation, but then they still manage to close it up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's because they'll use like a double inside linebacker blitz or something like that, right?
That's right. But they're just not coming out in that kind of thing often enough.
Johnson, the motion man.
But that's not a legal formation.
Nope, that's an illegal formation.
Seymour.
However, I think that's another glitch or bug in the game, though, where
It has to do with, I think what it is this is a reversed formation. This isn't the
yeah,
weak,
that's
strong
right
eye.
too.
This is the strong eye normal.
Yeah,
But it's reverse
but
strong eye normal.
they flipped it. Yeah,
Yeah, when they reverse it. And this doesn't work with the weak eye normal. It only works with the strong eye
and for some reason they read the right wide receiver
as not the man on the line.
as not the man on the line.
And so there's just nobody on the line over here, and there's like ridiculous 4 guys on the same side of the field, right?
Yeah.
Back
Oh well.
to the field.
More often than not, that really doesn't help them anyway. But
Yeah, you can actually too, if you're determined enough to give it a try, make a whole bunch of illegal formations and things like that in this game.
ooh, you got a hit there.
Dumps this one off to the right. Number
But,
40.
What about Martin for the thumbnail?
Minimal gain.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey,
He's doing a good job so far.
well, he had a good game last game too, right? You know, and you want to put a player who's going to be
Number 6.
A consistent performer.
a consistently featured player as well on the thumbnail, right? You know, somebody who's going to perform well and deliver for you, right?
With a short pass. McGuire doesn't get enough.
We'll just have to see how that goes.
Fourth down.
Oh, that was a terrible run for them.
Yep.
A terrible series of plays.
The defense did a great job on that series, pushing them backward.
Well, I don't think these guys have much of a downfield passing attack
Here's the kick.
anyway.
I think, too, now that their second stringers are in, they're basically hopeless.
Number 48.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
The last time they ran the ball very effectively
Right, like,
into the end zone.
and the big problem with their first string offense really is their line. Their line is just terrible. Like, their quarterback threw some darts, but their line just can't protect him.
Well, see, that's why
Looks like he's
when
calling
I'm
audible.
drafting players, like I'll usually try and make sure that I've got.
Fullback handoff.
You got to make a point of, uh-oh,
The home team.
Martin just fumbled that one.
Well, let's challenge the play here. I couldn't see because it was a huge crowd, but you never know.
Last call.
The call on the field is questionable.
Look at that! I've got the ball cover button on there, and
Clearly a big momentum
I think they
shift
might
for the
overturn that because I think his hip hit the ground before the ball
They
came out.
really had no choice
Yeah, it really
but to
might have.
challenge it because of what it could
Yeah,
do
well,
for
it's really
one
hard
team.
to see in a big cluster like that.
Yeah, well, it's a big crowd, right? And you can't really tell exactly when the ball came out, but I'm just playing the percentages here because I know that roughly 3/4 of the time that you challenge a fumble, you win the challenge, right?
Yep.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, won that one too. So that was a good challenge.
So he takes advantage of the option to challenge the play, and it pays off.
You bet. They just went from a bad play to a good one. And that does a lot for your team. Now let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Okay. We'll go this side. Maybe I can bend this to the outside here if I can get Anderson to steer that way.
Cuts it away.
Okay, maybe not, but he hit that gap pretty quickly.
He was really
Yeah, who
hit hard on
cares?
that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about your depleter. That's what happened there. He unloaded and he got a depleter.
So they have 1st and 10 here. McCoy, the motion man. This one is handed
Yes.
off. Number 58 stops him at the 30-yard line.
That was an important
So that's
player
a
to
gain of
motion
about
there, too.
5.
Yeah. Well, let's see what that got me, eh?
Got him to fill that gap.
Well, it got him to fill that gap, and I guess technically he did block somebody, but it was a nice job of blocking by the 2 guards there, right? And the center went out and got a guy too, right?
Yeah, well, you never know where number 50 was going either, right? Because number 50 could have easily directly tried to shoot through that gap.
Yeah.
I guess he had an outside rush assignment on that play instead of an inside rush.
Well, that's why I moved McCoy over there, because I did want to try and plug that gap, right?
Come out of the
Yeah,
nickel.
but I read it as an inside rush, or as an inside rush because of where he was standing. So
Yeah.
Roberts.
Look at this. The runs are getting bigger and bigger up the middle.
The 19-yard line. Roberts covered.
Hey, maybe this offense will feature the fullbacks this season, hey?
at least against the 3-4.
Good run for a first down.
Wow.
1st and 10.
Yeah, this is exactly where your power running game comes in handy.
Yep.
Looks like
And
he's
these guys
changing
aren't
the
slouches
play.
at defense either.
No, actually, they do have an all Madden level defense, right? You know, like their rating is 93 or 94 or something like that. Like that's good.
Yeah, and our backup linemen suck.
18.
Yeah, actually, surprisingly enough, we're doing pretty well considering that we've got all the second string offensive linemen out there. Anyway, that reminds me to finish my thought now, and that was that
Calling an audible. Baker sends a man
I always try to draft a decent offensive lineman because I understand that even in a somewhat fictionalized game like this,
He hits his receiver. And he's able to get open
the offensive line is probably the most important part of the offense,
Yep.
right? Like, if you don't have a good offensive line, it really doesn't matter what you've got on the field, because if you've got defensive players, you know, in the backfield
stuffing the run or sacking you all the time and stuff like that, well,
You're just not going to go anywhere.
yeah, you're not going to go anywhere anyway. So you need, I would say, at least one player at each position on the offensive line with an overall rating of 90 or better, ideally.
Ideally, yep. You can probably get by with a mid-80s player if you had to.
You know, and you can get by with, you know, like
Very, very
average or mediocre players at all the other positions, even quarterback. But if you've got a strong offensive line, right?
Yep.
Oh,
God.
and kicker too.
Oh, my. I think that was you. I don't think that was him.
Well, you know what? It was bound to happen, right?
They don't have to get hit, they get great field position.
Ball on their own 40. Press coverage on the outside. Goodrich, the lone back. Drops back. Pressure.
Oh,
Weak side.
Yeah.
Great job getting in there to
Yeah.
drag the
But
quarterback
you can keep the tight end on the strong side. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, you finally got on the board there. Wow, eh?
Looks like they'll play bump and run on the outside. Number 6.
Okay, that guy can't decide who he's covering.
Dropping back. Looking for a receiver. Gets the pass. Perfect pass. Good catch on
Yeah,
second.
safety playing a bit too much of a cushion there.
Pass rush and pass protection.
Yep, he was giving that receiver a lot of respect.
To make sure the quarterback had the time he needed.
Ooh.
Excuse
They
you.
line up in the I formation. Gets the toss
Oh,
to
they
the right.
went and they're running the other
I've got
way.
the auto strafe on again.
Yeah.
I can't believe
think
I didn't notice it.
I think a person will have to go in there and just turn that off every game, because I even tried saving the profile last time.
I don't think it's profile related. I think it's settings related. Where is the gameplay?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. No.
nope, not in here. It's
Custom game.
custom game. Yes, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's legitimately a settings thing.
Oh, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll have to save
We'll
the
have to
settings.
save, maybe we'll have to save the settings. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would save with the franchise, but I guess not.
Yeah. Well, some things do save with the franchise and some don't, right?
The defense is going to play this one very tight. Only one man in the backfield.
Well,
Ball's right.
everybody got picked up that time, but that time you won the coverage battle.
Yeah, well, instead of playing pass defense, we were out there playing ass defense.
Yeah. Hey, that works too sometimes, though.
Press coverage on the outside. From the gun. Dropping back. Under pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Got players coming through left and
Look
right.
at that, eh? Burton gets a sack.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. Let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
That's nice, actually. I've started trying to work that technique into my own defenses, too.
Oh, the reverse weak side
Yeah,
blitz?
yeah. I've been trying to, and I've actually got a couple of things like that that work. It's a shameless imitation, but you know, it works so well. I just figured, you know what, I need to have that too.
We can expect, I think, the same thing to happen here again.
Well, they keep lining up wide like that.
On the carry. Pleasant moves him down at the 35-yard line. He came bursting through the line.
Yeah, we're having a fair amount of success running up the middle today. It's starting to feel a little bit, what do you think? Is it starting to feel a little like Madden 12 out there?
No. No, that game, you picked up like 20, 30 yards up the middle.
Yeah, or more.
So we've reached the end of the third quarter with the visitors.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually, like even on my best days, I can't run the ball well enough to equal the yardage I was getting in Madden 12.
Yeah.
Not even against cupcake teams.
I think I have one position on the offensive line where I've got 3 players. Yeah, right guard.
Don't forget to
So-
swap your halfbacks too.
Yep. So I think Johnson is the guy who hasn't played yet, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll switch Johnson in, and yeah, we'll give Mackenzie a chance to play a little
Halfback
bit
of the
too.
future.
Yep.
And welcome back.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
2 yards to go. Set.
Okay. I just called that play right out, right out.
Well, it looks like it's the right call.
Yeah, well, I made it.
And you actually managed to evade a tackle.
Oh,
there.
no, I didn't
Oh,
make
you
it.
didn't make it.
And a pickup of
Okay.
about 2.
But you managed to evade that guy's tackle.
Yep.
Third down, less than a yard.
Well, I think that the big key here on, second down and short like that is you just don't want to
Very well
lose
on third
yards,
down at
right?
this point.
Yeah.
Changing the play now. He sees something in the defense. To carry it, still running. Breaks
Yeah,
the tackle.
running over
Jones
people.
With the tackle at the
Yeah, he's going to be
40-yard line.
player of the game for
Finds some
sure.
room up
Probably,
the middle
yeah.
and gets the first.
He's having a
All they have to do
having
is
a
get
great
behind
game,
those
that's
big
for
old
sure.
blockers and just keep pushing. The next thing you know, they're moving the chains.
It's 1st and 10.
I haven't tried this play yet today. Oh, okay. I can't call it now, unfortunately, because they went and shifted the line, so those two linemen are in the wrong spots again, right?
Hands it off to the fullback. Campbell.
That's
stops
okay.
it
Just
at
charge it up the middle for
46-yard
5
line.
yards.
Yeah.
So that's a gain of about 5.
Okay, we'll try again here,
And this is the 5th play of this drive. They need 5.
because I haven't actually field tested this play yet. Damn it, they did it again, right? I'm not sure that I want to run that against that
like he's
particular
calling it audible.
offensive or defensive line alignment, right?
Roberts
Because those two defensive linemen are in the
takes him
perfect
down
position
at the
to
49.
blow up
Roberts
a
picks
play
up the
like
first.
that.
Yeah,
right?
they're right in the gaps.
Nothing fancy either.
Okay, well, I've
He
got to
just
try and
goes
do
right
something
at the
different
defense
here
to
again.
move
Now
those
I'm doing the
chains.
same thing a little bit too much. So,
You don't have to try and do something different.
well,
You could
we'll
just
do it from a different formation.
Too much of a good thing is
we'll-
wonderful.
Yeah, we'll do it from a different formation. How about that? Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit tougher now because they went and they put the nickel defense on.
And we all know the nickel defense is the best run defense in the game.
Well, except that this seems to be the solution.
Yeah, 2-ton truck
Right?
pulling a trailer.
Did you see that?
Yep.
I went right through this gap, right between the two defensive tackles there, right behind the center. Right?
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is there are plays in the vanilla playbooks that hit that gap, but it's extremely hard to draw a play yourself that hits that gap.
Yep. Well, that
This is pretty much the only way to do it.
yeah, that particular play. Again, see, I want to run this play, but it goes straight at those defensive linemen, right?
Yeah, well, they're just leaving you that massive gap in the middle over and over again, too.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Oh, I almost broke that for a
Yep.
touchdown.
Because Mackenzie's got 95 speed.
I'll say, the offensive line.
Wow.
made some
Okay,
moves
now
on
it's
the
looking a little
front.
like
Everybody
Madden
got
12
in
out there.
line. The back did a great job of finding the running lane. When you're talking about execution in the running game,
Okay,
this is
maybe we'll
just
get a
the
chance
kind
to.
of thing
Well,
you're
now
talking
that
about.
they're just stacking everybody in there, right?
Yeah. Oh, look.
Oh, okay. There, last second shift. Okay, well, you know what? We'll give it to him again.
He'll feel that one tomorrow.
Yeah, with how hard he just
Well, that
got
time
hit,
they still
he
didn't
wasn't
have the right
able to
alignment.
hold
It's
on
just
to the
somebody
ball.
didn't block that
2-yard
guy.
gain. Ninth play of this drive, and they find themselves in scoring range.
Oh, yeah, well, now it looks like you could run your other play.
Yeah, I can. I have it called.
Martin. He just unloaded on it.
Boom. Now that
See, if you look at where he went, though, you see how he's behind the guard?
Yep.
So if they shift the line one way or the other,
then you end up with a defensive lineman here and a defensive lineman here. So they're basically sitting in the spots where I want to run to, right?
Yeah, it's just the linebacker was blitzing on that play.
Yeah, and I didn't have real good vision there. I could have maybe tried, like I basically just pushed straight ahead into those guys.
So let's
Well,
pick
also,
up the
too, I
action.
mean, you'd hope that your 300-some-odd-pound offensive lineman can push a 250-pound linebacker backwards, but
Yeah, well,
Play of this drive, within scoring
they are the second-string scrubs out there.
yeah, they are the second string scrubs out there, and I guess they did about as well as could be expected, right? Okay, here we go. We're gonna throw a touchdown pass to White.
Yep, you sure are.
He's inside the 10.
Wow, you completely broke the coverage by snapping that early there.
Yeah, well, because when you like, this is why the empty backfield is so beautiful, because you motion this wide receiver over here, from here over to this side, and then all of a sudden, because the AI seems to call non-symmetrical defenses so much, instead of just making a quick adjustment, well, now all of a sudden they've got people running around all over the place. Like this guy, I don't know what his new assignment is, but he's rushing back to do something else.
And the safety's trying to come down in man coverage.
And they're basically swapping. So there is a guy covering him,
but he's way out of position.
but he can't get there quick enough, right?
Yeah. And, Quincy White has 99 speed,
Yeah.
so he's just going to turn that into an absolutely massive gap immediately.
So, in my opinion, that's a weakness, too, in the game design, because you shouldn't have that kind of confusion created just by moving one player.
Well, you do see a little bit of confusion now and then, though, in a real game. So.
Yeah, but that is such a regular occurrence in this game, though. Like, it happens probably better than 50% of the time, right? That's why I have that play in my playbook, because I know that it's basically an exploit. I can take advantage of the game design shortcomings, right?
I mean, they could always just not call a zero coverage, though, too, right?
True. There, see, I got the big hit.
Goodrich, the deep man.
I can't get off my guy.
That's okay.
At the 20-yard line.
That's why you have linebackers.
A little over 4 to go.
And they're not going to run the ball very much now anyway, because they're screwed, right?
Tossing it over the
Oh.
and his pass is completed.
That was a defensive back, too. He just misplayed that, eh?
Yep.
Big-time football.
That'll move the chains, John.
Yeah, when you put together a great
That can't be
pass
helped.
with a heck of a catch, that's exactly what you're going to get.
Sometimes they don't do the things that they're supposed to do, no matter how hard you try to get them to do them.
Yep.
Hand it off to the back.
Ooh, big run.
Yep. There was that shotgun handoff, eh?
But the safety backer was there to make the tackle.
If the defense keeps giving up runs like that for first downs, they'll have to make some adjustments to slow this guy down.
Only one man back, going to the right. Hank stops him for negative yardage.
Now, the
He
wide
chases
receiver
him
missed the
down
block on
behind the
Hanks,
line
and
of
that was
scrimmage
the
for a loss.
I'll tell
death
you, he's
knell
one
for
of
that
the most
play.
knowledgeable defenders in the league. He knows how to play the
Well,
game.
considering that he
and
is
always
a,
knows what's going on.
an original Lifers player, he's actually not a bad tackler for a corner either.
well, by
Ooh, look at that.
yep.
He made up for that one that he misplayed,
And
eh?
you'll see that kind
Well,
of
he's
thing
got
all
poor agility but good acceleration, right?
Yeah.
So if they're trying to run him on a route where he's running straight like that, he can keep up with it.
Two backs behind him. Throwing.
Oh!
No, don't tip it to him.
Well, that's okay. It turned into a reception for a loss instead of an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
That was Greg May out there playing defense
Punt is
there.
in again for the 8th time. Here's the punt.
See, that's the thing, though. Like, your defensive alignments are so weird, too, because you'll have a left outside linebacker line up on the left side, and then you'll call an audible, and the next thing you know, that left outside linebacker is blitzing from the right side instead, right? Like,
Looks like he's calling an audible. Hands it off to the fullback.
I don't think there's very much room there this time.
You want
Nope.
someone there to tell you to watch out because he just got decked.
1 yard gain on that play. It's second down and 10 to go.
Well, they've managed to get a little bit more time of possession here in the second half.
Brown, 35.
I was watching that guy's foot to see if he'd
Hand it off.
cross the line of scrimmage,
Behind the line for a loss of a couple.
but no.
Couldn't escape the pursuit and was cut
Okay,
down
well,
quickly.
they managed to shut things down on me there.
They can use their size and strength to get excellent leverage on running plays. Sometimes they struggle a little with their consistency. But they
I've
always
got
seem to be a
208
big
yards
factor
rushing.
when the
Look at
game's
that,
on
eh?
the line.
Yep,
The
I'm
offense
feeling
has
kind
been
of proud of
stepping up on
myself.
third down all day.
you should.
Changing
Playing the
play
game
now.
exactly the way it was originally made.
Uh-oh.
Surveying the field.
Oh, I couldn't get it away.
He's brought down in the backfield.
He can't, like, it looked like he was going to get, I was looking for McCoy there. And because they were bringing all those blitzing players, and then they had this guy playing some kind of flat or something, it took him a second, but he was wide open, right?
Yeah, but he got all interfered with and whatnot.
Yeah, and by the time he came open, I'd already started I'd pressed the button by now, right? But I couldn't, it's that slow release thing, right? They wouldn't let me throw the ball.
The Madden 05 slow release, which again didn't exist in Madden 04.
Yeah, if in Madden 04 I complete that pass for a
Happening on
first
that
down,
drive, and they'll
actually.
punt it away.
Well, that'll probably still be okay.
Yeah, well, it'll probably go out of bounds.
Here's the kick.
That's going to be a good one.
Yep.
And so the punt goes
I guess your
out of
aim was a bit
bounds.
shallow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there are any illusions anymore. They're going to be
Move
passing.
up to play this one tight. Goodrich, the lone back.
Stay home. Stay home. Cowboy out.
Or not.
Or they're going to run, but that's okay. This is a fairly decent run defense, too, because you do have, basically 6 guys in the box and at least a couple of guys fairly close by to support, too, right?
Second and 7 coming up here.
You've only allowed 67 yards of offense so far.
They line up in the I formation.
Ooh.
In, throws it,
Well, that's going to be a pass for no gain.
I think that was supposed to be a hook out.
Yeah,
And,
thrown very early.
well, more like thrown while getting hit.
Yeah.
I think that's what the problem with that one was.
It's third down and 7 to go. They'll play things tighter on the outside.
Shotgun, shotgun. Knock down.
The defense really bears down on third down.
With the pass, he
Oh,
hits his
he managed
receiver.
to pick up just
Soto
enough.
takes the tackle at the 25.
Yo, they ended up getting a 2-for-1
So
block
they have
there.
first and
Yeah,
10
that
here.
happens on that side
Tightening up
sometimes.
the coverage
Sometimes,
along
yeah.
the outside.
But that's okay.
Only one man back. Throwing on first down.
Ooh, well, you hit him in the back while he was trying to throw it there.
Although it was from the side he was looking to, at least.
Out of the shotgun. Number 6 sends a man in motion. Drops back. Pressure. Gets rid of it. He hits his receiver. Hank.
Yeah, basically, I'm just trying to make sure that guy is in his man coverage, and if he can't be there, then I have to swap his man coverage with someone else, right?
Yeah.
That's why you see that one player shuffle across the formation.
The quarterback lines up with
Oh,
two
they've got
backs
their
behind him.
second string tight end taken off.
Well, somebody just got a sack. I think it was
Is the
Greg
guy who
May.
gets in there for the sack.
Line
Yeah, it
some
might have been.
problems with their assignment.
I think he was on the rush there, yeah.
No, he was basically, yeah, he got eaten up by the initial blocking there, but
back to the game.
Still managed to...
When Buddy there decided to try and scramble, he was right there waiting for him.
Capital B big.
Not that he wanted
Yeah.
to, but the coaches had to rely on this guy's leg tonight. This attempt will be his 9th. From the
Well, I don't know if
30-yard
I'd say
line.
rely.
Yeah, well, how exactly do you rely on a punter, right?
It would be rely if this game was like 7-0 or 3-0, and the punter was getting it inside the 20 over and over again. He was the only thing keeping them in the
The
game.
home team come out in a nickel package. Baker with a man in motion. Gets the toss to the right.
Nice job on the toss.
Ooh, that
Yeah,
one will
well,
leave
I
a
moved the
mark.
wide receiver. Like the last time I tried this guy got in there and stopped the play, so I moved the wide receiver back out a little ways, right?
Yep.
Wasn't a huge amount of success there, but, you know, at least I managed to pick up a couple of
Back to
yards,
the action on
Yep.
the field.
which basically makes it, you know, somewhat practical for me to try and run the ball again, right?
And of course, the quarterback has to pirouette to do that toss.
Calling an audible
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I don't know why. I mean, in Madden 04, the guy would, if it was a toss to the right, he'd turn to his right and toss the ball, right?
Yeah, but in Madden 05, if it's a toss to the right, he turns to his left and tosses it.
I think that might be a game bug or something.
I think
because-
it's a bug, yeah. But
Because-
thankfully, toss plays, the way they go is the quarterback doesn't actually really toss it. It kind of like comes out of his hands with a velocity and will even pass through his body
yeah,
in order to actually get to the running back. And the only thing that can possibly go wrong on a toss play is if the running back mishandles it, which will only happen if you manage to get them in an angle where like the running back is receiving a forward pass, basically.
yeah.
Which you can make plays and design plays such that you can turn toss plays into forward passes. No, they don't work well.
No, they're risky too, because if they don't work, the guy ends up throwing it backwards and it turns out to be a broken toss, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think I can just about run the clock out here.
Or you can do some other funny things where you give you make a toss play where you can motion the running back that you're tossing it to out of the backfield, and then the quarterback will just pirouette around and
the quarterback just tries to it almost turns into like a quarterback sweep or something.
yeah, that's exactly what it turns into. Because he'll pirouette around and then get a whole bunch of like horizontal momentum, and then he'll just keep the ball instead of tossing it, and then because there's nobody there to receive it, and then he'll just keep running.
Well, unless they call a timeout here, this will be the last play of the game.
Yep.
Pick up a 5 on the fullback dive.
The fullback attack.
Yeah, I'd say the fullbacks between the two of them got over 100 yards this game anyway. That's the way it's looking though. This offensive playbook for the running game part of it looks like will favor the fullbacks very heavily, right?
At least against 3-4.
Against just about anybody, actually.
Figure you'll have the same success against the 4-3 or the 46?
Well, the thing is that against the 4-3, I might try a little bit of stretch run as well.
Thanks for joining us for this EA Sports
But against the 46, because that's such a wide postured defense too, I'd probably just run it up the middle against that too.
Fair enough.
So anyway, there we go. You held them to less than 150 yards and shut them out.
Yep.
That's what I mean, though. I think in the Crusaders Season 6, I benefited a great deal from your offensive play, right?
Oh, from the fact that I'd eat up 50 minutes a game?
Yeah, because you know what? I did it here, and look at what an easy game you had, right?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I was just more or less going out there, calling a couple plays, and then sitting back down.
Yeah, pretty much. And look at that. You only allowed 79 yards of offense. I got 222 yards on the ground. That's just about a personal best. I don't remember the last time I ran for that many yards.
Yeah, and your
in one
passing
game.
statistics are looking like mine.
Yeah, I ran for a lot more yards than I passed. But that's okay.
Because look at that possession time, right?
Yep.
That looks like one of your games. This, if someone were to walk into the room that was familiar with the way that we play this game
And just saw the stats.
and just saw they'd think it was you on offense, right? You know, like if they saw these game statistics,
Yep.
they would think it was you on offense.
Well, you had a fantastic day running the ball, that's for sure.
Yeah, well. Anyway, look
And
at
Baker
that.
was perfect.
Baker did a good job. He completed 4 out of 4 passes for 2 touchdowns, 71 yards.
Literally perfect.
That's because I threw 2 long passes with him, right?
Yep.
You know, when I pass, I throw deep. And Roberts got 7. Look at that. He really turned things around in the second half there and ended up leading the team in rushing yardage.
Damn.
Yeah, and Martin's average fell off a little bit.
Gain stayed the same.
Yep, McKenzie did all right, and so did Anderson, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. Rushing by committee. And what was that? That was 29, 49, 54, 58. If you don't count the scramble, that was 58 rushing attempts in this game against 14 pass attempts.
Good. Bad things happen when you go to the air.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll have that kind of success all the time, but look at that. Greg May with 4 tackles and a sack was the busiest guy on the defense. And, you know, like pretty well everybody else, like you usually have a few guys up there with 7 or 8 tackles, right? But this time around, you had nothing.
Yeah, well, I only really got a couple of sacks this game, too.
You got 3 sacks. Dave Burton got a sack, and Greg May got a sack.
I almost had one.
And Tony Seymour got a sack. So your outside linebackers.
I got in there and I hit him while he was throwing, but it just, you know, he got it away.
And 4 pass knockdowns, 1 forced fumble by Hallman, recovered by Hanks for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was on the kickoff.
On the kickoff, yep. So I missed a field goal, but that was in my defense, was like a 55-yard field goal, right?
Yep.
So. And look at that, my net average is 49.5 with 2 inside the 20 punts.
Right on.
That long one, that second punt was the long one. That was a 59-yard punt out of bounds.
Good.
And you had, well, only 1 kickoff return. They only kicked off to us once?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so, yeah. At the beginning of the second half, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they kicked off to us once. Well, they didn't score,
Yep.
right?
That's right.
So they basically only kicked off to us 1 time.
For a 20-yard return.
Yeah, and you had 4 punt returns. Looks like you got 21 yards on the punt returns. And looks like Lumen did better than Berger did.
I think it was probably just a result of the looser coverage.
Yeah. That being said, no interceptions. They didn't commit any turnovers in this game, right?
Berger came as close to it as you would have, but
Yeah.
Lumen is the one who got sacked 3 times.
Yeah, well, he also managed to throw that one pass that went for 17 yards too, right?
And the one that went backwards for a couple.
Yeah. But they also didn't run the ball very much. Well, they had 21 pass attempts and 14 rushing attempts, so...
Yeah, I bet you if we had another quarter to play yet, that those statistics would have gone completely and totally in favor of the pass.
Yeah, they had 3 drop passes too. But anyway, defensively, well, there's a see that defensive tackle was 7. That was he didn't play in the second half, right? Somebody else played in the second half.
That's right. Yep.
But yeah, he had 7 tackles in the first half. And that's from all that running up the middle, right? And the left outside linebacker and the middle linebacker. That's the kind of game I had, right?
And 5 runs for a loss out of all those rushing attempts. And I got sacked 1 time. No passes knocked down. Of course, when you don't pass, it's kind of hard to get passes knocked down, right?
Yep.
And they punted the ball 9 times.
For a very poor average.
Yeah. So there you go. Pretty easy game. A shutout. Aaron Hanks got the player of the game. You know what? I kind of disagree with that one. All he happened to be is on the punt coverage team. He happened to be in the right place at the right time to pick up the ball after that guy dropped it.
Yeah, I think it should have gone to Martin or Roberts.
Oh, for sure. I think Martin was...
Roberts, maybe.
Yeah, or Roberts. Yeah, Roberts for sure. Oh, well. Anyway, I guess if you score a defensive touchdown and there isn't an exceptional quarterback performance...
Well, I guess if we're fair, though, you know, that one return for a touchdown, though, that might have broken them.
True.
In the first half.
That was probably a turning point, because I think the score was
6-0.
6-0 at the time.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. That was probably a turning point in the game right there, because we never looked back after that.
Yep.
But anyway, I guess we'll have to continue our search for a thumbnail player.
I'll figure one out.
Yep. Well, you know, maybe once this exhibition season is over, we'll have to have a look at the player statistics and pick the best performer.
Maybe. We'll see.
Anyway, I guess we'll figure that out later. Until then,
I'm Rugby5.
And I'm Sandman99.
Have a good one.
Not necessarily the Mad Bomber.
Yeah, apparently not.
Although I did throw a few deep passes today, too. Anyway, bye for now.